In the heart of ancient Rome, a society known for its military prowess, architectural marvels, and the cultivation of art and philosophy, there existed a hidden, yet significant class of individuals, the bed slaves. Despite the grandeur of the Roman Empire, it was a society deeply entrenched in a strict hierarchy, with slaves often finding themselves at the bottom. Bed slaves, as they were called, were a unique subset of this group. They were not merely laborers or servants, but individuals who existed in a gray area of Roman society. They were kept for the personal comfort of their masters, often serving dual roles as domestic help and intimate companions. Their existence is a testament to the complexity and contradictions of Roman society. On one hand, Rome was a bastion of civilization, government, and law. On the other, it was a place where the rights and dignity of many individuals were disregarded in service of the privileged few. Understanding the lives of bed slaves matters because it provides a fuller, more nuanced picture of Roman society. It serves as a reminder that beneath the gleaming marble facades and grand public works, there were individuals whose experiences were far removed from the celebrated achievements of this ancient civilization. As we delve into the world of bed slaves in ancient Rome, we'll attempt to shed light on their experiences, drawing from historical records, archaeological findings, and scholarly interpretations. In doing so, we hope to paint a more complete picture of life in one of history's most well-known empires. In the time before the Common Era, the Roman Empire was a vibrant tapestry woven with threads of conquest and expansion, innovation and culture, privilege and exploitation. Imagine, if you will, the bustling city streets of Rome, teeming with life and brimming with a multitude of experiences. To the north, the mighty Colosseum towered over the cityscape, a testament to Roman architectural prowess. The roar of the crowd echoed within its walls as they reveled in the gladiatorial games. To the west, the Roman Forum bustled with activity. Senators engaged in fervent debate, merchants haggled over prices, and artisans showcased their wares, each contributing to the cacophony of daily life. The air, thick with the aroma of freshly baked bread from the bakeries, mingled with the scent of olives and grapes from the sprawling vineyards that dotted the countryside. Marketplaces buzzed with traders selling an array of goods, from fine silks brought from the east to exotic spices from the southern regions of Africa. But beneath this veneer of prosperity and grandeur, a different reality unfolded. For every decorated senator, there were countless slaves toiling away in the shadows. Among these were the bed slaves, living lives far removed from the opulence that characterized the upper echelons of Roman society. In the private, secluded quarters of lavish villas, they served their masters. Their duties extended beyond the menial tasks typically associated with slavery. They were companions, confidants, and objects of desire. Yet, their status was undeniably that of property, owned by their masters, their lives dictated by the whims and desires of another. They existed within these gilded cages, their experiences often overlooked, and their voices unheard. The cultural beliefs of the time played a significant role in shaping the lives of bed slaves. The Romans lived by a strict social hierarchy, with the freeborn citizens at the top and slaves at the bottom. Slavery was seen as a natural and necessary part of society. Yet, despite their inferior status, bed slaves were often privy to the intimate details of their masters' lives. Their unique position allowed them a glimpse into the world of the elite, a world that was otherwise inaccessible to them. They navigated this delicate balance, finding ways to survive and at times even influence the world around them. As we continue to explore the life of a bed slave in ancient Rome, we will delve deeper into this delicate balance, shedding light on the nuances of their experiences and the resilience they exhibited in the face of adversity. For now, let the soundscapes of ancient Rome lull you into a restful sleep as we prepare to journey further into the past in our next segment. In the quiet whispers of the past, amongst the remnants of the Roman Empire, we find a poignant artifact that offers a glimpse into the life of a bed slave, discovered in the ruins of an opulent villa in the outskirts of Pompeii. A bronze mirror, ornate and engraved, emerged from the ashes of history. It was found by a team of archaeologists led by the renowned Dr. Lucia Moretti. The villa, buried under layers of volcanic ash and forgotten by time, had been a rich treasure trove of Roman artifacts. Yet, it was the mirror, unassuming in its grandeur, that caught Dr. Moretti's attention. The mirror, with its polished surface and ornate carvings, was a reflection of the wealth and luxury that characterized ancient Roman villas. But beyond the obvious, it held a deeper significance. The mirror was found in the private chambers of the villa, suggesting it was a personal belonging. The intricate engravings on its back, depicting scenes of companionship and intimacy, hinted at its possible owner, a bed slave. The mirror, an object of vanity and beauty, would have been an unusual possession for a slave. However, bed slaves, due to their unique position, often enjoyed certain privileges. The mirror could have been a gift from a master, a symbol of favor, or perhaps a tool for the bed slave to maintain their appearance, an essential aspect of their role. This mirror, now housed in the Naples National Archaeological Museum, is a tangible piece of history that brings us closer to understanding the lives of bed slaves. It offers a rare, personal insight into their world, where beauty was both a privilege and a requirement, a world where they walked the thin line between servitude and intimacy. The discovery of the mirror by Dr. Moretti and her team not only enriched our knowledge of Roman society, but also brought to light the often overlooked narratives of bed slaves. The mirror, though silent, tells a story of resilience and survival, of a life lived in the shadows of Roman grandeur. As the day gives way to the gentle caress of night, let the story of the bronze mirror, the whispers of the past, lull you into a peaceful slumber as we prepare to delve deeper into the world of bed slaves in ancient Rome in our next segment. The mirror, a relic from antiquity, whispers tales of the Roman era, of lives lived and lost, of voices muted by the sands of time. It stands, a silent testament to the complexity of the human experience in a world long past. The mirror, belonging to a bed slave, offers us a unique perspective into the lives that moved in the shadows of opulence and grandeur. The mirror's existence suggests a degree of personal ownership and autonomy for the bed slave, a notion that slightly contradicts the traditional image of slaves as individuals devoid of personal belongings. It hints at the unique position bed slaves held within the Roman household, straddling the line between a treasured companion and a purchased possession. The fact that a bed slave could own a mirror, a luxury item, indicates a level of privilege not afforded to other slaves. This aligns with historical accounts that suggest bed slaves, because of their intimate relationships with their masters, often had a different status within the household. They were provided with better clothing and more comfortable living conditions, and in some cases were even educated to be able to entertain their masters with conversation and music. The carvings on the mirror, scenes of companionship and intimacy, are a poignant reminder of the dual role bed slaves played. They were expected to offer physical comfort, but they were also companions, providing emotional support to their masters. This confirms the historical accounts that bed slaves were more than just objects of desire. They were confidantes and companions, their roles seeped in complexity. The mirror, in its mute reflection, reveals more than just the face of its owner. It portrays the nuanced layers of the society it was a part of, a society that was both cruel and compassionate, that could simultaneously dehumanize and elevate. It tells us that history is not always black and white, but often shades of gray. As we drift in the embrace of the night, let the tale of the mirror guide us into a world of dreams, where the whispers of the past echo in the corridors of our minds. The mirror, a quiet reminder of the resilience and survival of those who lived before, lulls us into a serene slumber, preparing us for our continued journey into the lives of bed slaves in ancient Rome in our next segment. The mirror, with its intimate carvings and tales of companionship, has a unique and compelling story to tell. But like any artifact from the past, it's important to consider its reliability as a source of history. The mirror, silent and reflective in its existence, has had many scholars debating its authenticity and the truths it proffers. There are historians who firmly believe in the mirror as a symbol of the bed slave's status. They argue that the mirror's existence, aligned with literary accounts, offers solid evidence of bed slaves' privileged position within the Roman household. The complexity of the carved scenes suggests a level of personal autonomy, and the luxurious nature of the mirror hints at a status above the common slave. On the other hand, there are those who argue that the mirror could simply be a portrayal of idealized relationships built by the free artisans who created it. They propose that the mirror may not have been owned by a bed slave at all, but could have been a decorative item used by the Roman elite. The scenes of companionship and affection might be romanticized images, rather than a true reflection of a bed slave's life. The truth, as it often is with historical artifacts, could lie somewhere in between these two perspectives. The mirror, in its silent testimony, can only offer so much. It's up to us, the observers, to interpret and understand its meanings based on our own perspectives and the information available. The evidence on both sides is compelling. The mirror's existence, the complexity of the carvings, and the luxury of the item itself all suggest a degree of privilege and autonomy. Conversely, the possibility of idealized images and the ambiguity of the owner's identity question the reliability of the mirror as a source. While the mirror continues to reflect the past, it's essential to remember that it exists within shades of gray. Its story is nuanced, complex, and layered, just like the society it was a part of. As we continue to explore the lives of bed slaves in ancient Rome, we must remember to question, interpret, and understand the evidence before us. As we drift further into the night, let our minds rest on these thoughts. The mirror, with its silent stories, lulls us into a peaceful sleep, preparing us for the next part of our journey. The whispers of the past continue to echo, weaving tales of resilience and survival. As we delve deeper into the enigmatic lives of bed slaves in ancient Rome. As we delve deeper into the shadows of the past, we find ourselves confronted with a question. Why has this piece of history, the existence and role of bed slaves in ancient Rome, been largely forgotten or overlooked? In the grand tapestry of time, threads are often lost, their colors fading into the background. The narratives that come to define our understanding of history are not always the most comprehensive or the most accurate. They are, more often than not, the stories that align with prevailing ideologies, or that fit neatly within our preconceived notions of the past. The lives of bed slaves in ancient Rome do not fit neatly into these narratives. Their existence challenges our understanding of the rigidly hierarchical society of ancient Rome and the deeply ingrained stereotypes of what life as a slave entailed. Their lives were complex, nuanced, and filled with contradictions, much like the society they were a part of. The silence surrounding their existence could be due to a slow cultural shift. Perhaps, as Rome evolved and grew, the role of bed slaves became less prevalent, their stories pushed to the margins of history. Over time, their unique position within Roman households could have been forgotten, their stories overshadowed by the larger narrative of Roman civilization. Alternatively, the taboo nature of their roles could have contributed to their erasure. The intimate, personal nature of their work would have been at odds with the public, performance-oriented culture of ancient Rome. Discussing bed slaves may have been seen as too scandalous, too disruptive to the established order. As we drift further into the night, let us ponder these thoughts. The forgotten lives of bed slaves in ancient Rome serve as a poignant reminder of the complexities of history. Their stories, while largely overlooked, are an integral part of our understanding of the past. As we prepare to explore this topic further, let the calmness of the night envelop us. The quiet rustle of the wind, the soft glow of the moon, mirror the silent stories of the past. And in their quietude, they invite us to listen, to learn, and to remember. As we continue our journey through the twilight of history, we find ourselves reflecting on the deeper meanings and symbolism surrounding the lives of bed slaves in ancient Rome. Their existence, though largely forgotten and overlooked, carries profound implications and lessons for us, even today. In the heart of ancient Rome, bed slaves were seen as symbols of wealth and status. They were often gifted as tokens of favor and to display wealth. Yet, they were also a symbol of the power dynamics that prevailed within Roman society. As possessions, they served at the whims of their owners, their lives bound by their status. Their roles were more than just functional. They were representative of the complex and often contradictory nature of Roman society. Their existence also symbolizes the universal human struggle for identity and selfhood. Despite their status as slaves, they too would have yearned for a sense of individuality, for recognition of their humanity. They lived, loved, and suffered in the shadows of Roman society, their voices silenced by the weight of their servitude. Yet, in their silence, there is an echo of resilience. Their survival amidst the tumult of Roman society speaks to the indomitable spirit of humanity, the ability to endure, even in the face of extreme adversity. Their lives were not just about servitude, they were about survival, about finding moments of joy and connection in a world that often overlooked them. These symbolic meanings resonate beyond the boundaries of ancient Rome. They speak to the enduring human capacity for resilience, the struggle for recognition and equality, and the complex dynamics of power and privilege that continue to shape our societies today. The stories of bed slaves remind us that history is not just a record of the powerful or the celebrated. It is also a chronicle of those who lived in the shadows, whose lives were shaped by the structures of power that they were powerless to change. It is a reminder of the forgotten, the overlooked, the silenced. As we delve deeper into the night, let these stories seep into our consciousness. Let the silent voices of the past whisper their truths into the quiet of the night. And as we listen, let us remember that history is a tapestry woven from countless threads, each one vital to the integrity of the whole. In the stillness of the night, the stories of bed slaves become a lullaby, a soothing reminder of our shared human history. They are a testament to our capacity to endure, to adapt, and to persevere, even in the face of great adversity. As we drift further into the realm of sleep, let their stories cradle us, reminding us of the importance of remembering the forgotten and hearing the silenced. As we continue our journey, we find traces of the concept of bed slavery echoing through the corridors of time. These echoes can be found in later societies, folk tales, art, and even in our modern beliefs and practices. In fact, the institution of slavery continued to evolve and persist through the Middle Ages and into the early modern period, with variations of the bed slave appearing in different forms across different cultures. The concubines of Ottoman harems, for instance, were often slaves who shared the beds of their masters. In the realm of folklore, stories from various cultures often feature characters who are forced into sexual servitude. The Japanese folk tale of the crane wife, for instance, tells the story of a woman who is captured by a man and forced to weave beautiful fabrics for him, a narrative that bears striking similarities to the experiences of bed slaves in ancient Rome. Art, too, serves as a canvas for these echoes. The paintings of Jean-Léon Gérôme, a 19th century French painter, often depicted scenes of slave markets and harems, reflecting a fascination with the exotic and the erotic that was prevalent in European art of the time. These paintings, while often romanticized, serve as a reminder of the realities of life for bed slaves in different periods of history. In our modern world, the concept of bed slavery has not disappeared entirely. Human trafficking, for instance, is a grim echo of the ancient practice of bed slavery. Though it is illegal and widely condemned, it continues to persist, serving as a stark reminder of the darker aspects of human nature and society. As we trace these echoes through time, we find that the experiences and struggles of bed slaves in ancient Rome continue to resonate in our collective consciousness. Their stories serve as a reminder of the enduring human capacity to endure and overcome adversity, but also of the darker aspects of our shared history. As we let these thoughts gently lull us towards the edges of sleep, let us remember the silent voices of the past. Let us remember the bed slaves of ancient Rome, whose stories continue to echo through the ages, reminding us of our shared humanity and our collective struggle for dignity, equality, and freedom. As the night deepens, let the stories of these forgotten individuals become a soothing lullaby, a gentle reminder of our shared history and our shared responsibility to ensure that the echoes of the past do not become the realities of the present. The world of ancient Rome was filled with mysteries, secrets, and alternate realities that often lurk in the shadows of history. As we delve deeper into the darkness, we encounter theories that take us beyond the realm of the ordinary. Some of these theories suggest that the life of a bed slave wasn't merely a tale of hardship and servitude, but also of mysticism, ancient technology, and esoteric traditions. As we drift closer to the realm of dreams, let us gently explore these alternative streams of thought. Imagine, if you will, a world where bed slaves were not just victims of exploitation, but custodians of arcane knowledge and esoteric rituals. Some theories suggest that these women, being in close proximity with the elite, were privy to the secrets of the powerful, and were keepers of mystical traditions. In some tales, the bed slaves are portrayed as skilled practitioners of ancient forms of magic, using their knowledge to subtly manipulate their masters. They spun intricate webs of power, love, and revenge, their lives resembling the complex plot of a Greek tragedy, rather than the bleak existence that history often paints for us. Then there are theories that suggest the existence of ancient technologies that were employed by the bed slaves. These theories speak of tools that allowed the slaves to communicate with each other across vast distances, perhaps an elaborate system of signs and symbols, or even primitive versions of telepathy. Another school of thought suggests that the bed slaves were part of secret societies, practicing ancient rites and rituals. They were the silent guardians of the keys to esoteric wisdom, their servitude a mask for their true role as the keepers of hidden knowledge. These alternative views, while speculative and certainly on the fringe of accepted historical discourse, invite us to consider the multi-dimensional nature of the human experience. They remind us that history is not just a tale of kings and warriors, but also of those who were forced to live in the shadows, their lives marked by hardship and servitude, but perhaps also by resilience, courage, and the quiet pursuit of knowledge and power. As we listen to these whispers from the past, let us remember that every life has its own story, its own mystery, its own hidden depths. Let us remember the bed slaves of ancient Rome, and let their imagined stories lull us into a gentle slumber, filled with dreams of a world that was, a world that might have been, and a world that could yet be. As the soft notes of our tale gradually fade, we find ourselves at the end of our journey through the dimly lit corridors of ancient Rome, where the shadows of bed slaves linger, their stories echoing in the silent spaces of history. We have sought to illuminate their lives, to listen to the whispers of their experiences, to imagine their dreams and fears, their hopes and sorrows. We have explored the possibilities of their hidden knowledge, their arcane rituals, and their secret societies. We have ventured to the fringe of historical discourse, not to rewrite history, but to delve deeper into the mysteries it conceals. In the quiet corners of our minds, we carry with us the images of these women, their lives laden with hardship, yet possibly also imbued with a profound strength and resilience. We see them not merely as objects of exploitation, but as individuals who may have held within their hands the threads of a silent power, the keys to a hidden wisdom. As we drift into the realm of sleep, we find ourselves floating in the sea of time, where past, present, and future merge into one. We see the rippling surface of the water, reflecting the faces of the bed slaves of ancient Rome, their eyes holding secrets we may never fully understand. As the gentle waves of sleep begin to lap at the shores of your consciousness, allow yourself to ponder on the enigmatic lives of these women. What stories of resilience, of courage, of quiet rebellion might they have whispered into the cool Roman night? What secrets did they harbor? What dreams did they nurture in the silent hours of servitude? As the veil of sleep descends, let your mind wander through the labyrinth of history, following the faint echoes of their voices, their laughter, their tears. Let their stories seep into your dreams, inviting you to explore the infinite possibilities of what it might have been like to be a bed slave in ancient Rome. And as you drift off to sleep, consider this. What if, in some other time, in some other place, you were one of them? What story would you have woven into the tapestry of time? What whispers would you have left behind for future generations to discover? Let these questions guide you into the realm of dreams, where the mysteries of the past meld with the possibilities of the future. And as you journey into the world of sleep, remember, history is not just about the echoes of the past, but also about the whispers of the present and the dreams of the future. Good night, dear listener. May your dreams be filled with the whispers of ancient Rome. Thanks for listening. This has been Soothing History for Sleep. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to the Forbidden Knowledge Network on Patreon. Subscribe now.